Hi, and welcome to my American History Notes. We're going to talk about some other New England colonies. These are my conclusions I've drawn from my study of American history. Used a few history books and compared some things, some primary sources, things like that. Um, and the conclusions that I come to, you might not agree with, you might not see, and I certainly welcome your opposition because that's how I learn. And if somebody says something and I look it up and I study it and hey, they turn out to be right and I'm wrong, I'll correct myself. But this is what I've concluded, what I've drawn from other people's conclusions, also from, like I said, primary sources, letters, diaries, journals, um, law, newspaper accounts, stuff like that. So we'll get started here, and then so we won't be long today. I don't want to belabor the point, but three more New England colonies sprang from the Massachusetts Bay Colony and from the older Plymouth Colony. The earliest migration west in American history produced the Connecticut Colony. The Reverends Thomas Hooker and Samuel Stone, along with wealthy landowner John Haynes, who had also been elected governor of Massachusetts, moved westward in 1636 and founded three towns, Hartford, Windsor, and Wethersfield on the Connecticut River. A company of London Puritans in 1638, led by Theophilus Eaton and Reverend John Davenport, founded New Haven as a trading post, hoping it would rival Boston. Their colony spread even across the Long Island Sound. In 1639, each group of immigrants established a written constitution called the Fundamental Orders of Connecticut and of New Haven, which provided representative government until 1662, when King Charles II combined them under the colony of Connecticut. That charter remained the fundamental law of both colony and state until 1818. The colony of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations was a very different one. Excuse me. This was founded by those, quote, left-wing Puritans who objected strongly to the other colony's strong tie between church and state. And this will play an important role in our next talk on the beginnings of religious freedom in America. Rhode Island was founded by the Reverend Roger Williams, Samuel Gordon, and the first woman to play a leading role in American history, Anne Hutchinson. All three have been banished from the Massachusetts Bay or Plymouth Colony as troublemakers. They founded four settlements on Narragansett Bay, which received a patent from the, quote, Long Parliament in 1644, and later a charter from Charles II, which protected them from being forcibly annexed by their more powerful neighbors. Many differing theological views were represented in this colony, the only thing uniting them being their commitment to religious liberty for all Christians. Before William Penn, Roger Williams is the most popular, excuse me, of all American founders. The Indians adored Williams because living with him, the Native Americans adored Williams because living with them while learning their language, he showed them much respect for their individuality and protected them as best as he could against land-hungry Europeans. Williams was a rather liberal individual theologically. He was a rather liberal individual theologically, who would have been quite comfortable today among those who believe that all religions are equal and acceptable to God, as this was his opinion about the Native Americans' beliefs, according to Samuel Eliot Morison. And we must understand that there was still taking land from Indians, from Native Americans, seizing land, and there was still killing Native Americans and sometimes being hunted like wild animals. And slaves did not participate in this representative government, and neither did women. It was men and white men, European men. So you don't understand the context. You know, in history, for every good thing that man produces and plants, there's that weed, that tear of something bad that wraps around it and has to be dealt with. And you'll see America has always been a project in process, something in the making, something being built. It's never realizes its promise at once. Everything is a slow, painful process of people being able to have the rights and the privileges that they are promised a long time ago. So it's really interesting how this unfolds. So bear with me. I hope you watch the next one, and I enjoyed this. Thank you.